What's going on, guys? Boom1Soon here, and just this past couple of days, I've been crazy with information coming in about the newest Call of Duty. Now, straight away, this is a sort of recap of all the stuff that's happened, and the first ever bit of info we had about Black Ops 3 actually came out all the way back in December 2013. Yeah, all that time ago, and that's so long ago. I believe that was like Black Ops 2, I think, was the one that had just come out at that time. Yeah, that was Black Ops 2. Might have been Ghost though. And James C. Byrne, who's at Frank Woods, actually teased about Black Ops 3 in a tweet that was actually removed eventually. But 1 year and 4 months later, some rumors started to appear on Reddit about some stuff, including open world campaigns, jetpacks and exos, zombies, dynamic maps and weather, 16 versus 16, a possible 32 versus 2, and even more. And then 3 days later, these ghost icons appeared on some Black Ops 2 maps. Now these are for Snapchat. You go up, you scan them using part of the app, and it allows you to do a function. Now this one allowed you to defend the Call of Duty Snapchat page, and if you had already, it would have just said, this is this. You are already friends with the Call of Duty page, but if you were friends with them, you got this clip.
Listen only to the sound of my voice.
Now at first you don't actually take anything from this. You hear someone speaking, you don't know who it is, you don't know where he's from, you don't know what significance he has, but after a bit you will notice there's actually a 3 written on the ground from the shadow cast by the trees, possibly hinting at a Black Ops 3. Now, a short while later, another one came out, and that one is right here.
Let your thoughts drift. Let the bad memories fade. Let peace be upon you.
Now in this one we sort of get a little bit more hints that this is sort of maybe a therapy session, someone speaking to someone else about something. We see some birds, we see like a pretty sunset, a forest, but then we see a Black Hawk helicopter at one point, possibly hinting at Vietnam. We also see soldiers dressed somewhat modernly, so it could be possibly the Afghan War, the first or even the late Afghan War. And now finally another picture came out, and originally this picture was blue, but if you manipulate it in a certain way it becomes a black and white picture that reads Dr. Salim. Is Dr. Salim possibly the person who's been talking through all of these clips that we have so far seen? It's a possibility. Now eventually a third clip was released, and here it is.
Imagine somewhere calm. Imagine somewhere safe. Imagine yourself in a frozen forest.
Now this one does get a little bit darker. We do see some crows, symbolizing death, some dead flies. We see a little bit of blood at the end, but this one's possibly a utopian world, because that's what he's talking about, a utopian world where everything is perfect, and a frozen forest where you're protected, you're sheltered. There isn't a huge amount from this one, but it's all speculation, and that you will get the most speculation from this clip. Now another one came out that is similar, and has some of the same clips, but is pretty different to what we've seen. Now this one doesn't actually have any clip or any audio behind it. No one is speaking in this one, and all we can really get is I think this is a CT scanner or a CAT scanner scanning someone's brain. There are hints of other stuff, but nothing we can really confirm. It appears to be soldiers, but nothing. You can't really say too much about it. There isn't really too much given away in this one. But to me, it looks most, like I said, like a CT scanner or a CAT scan of someone's brain. It could be possible brainwashing, it could be manipulation of the brain, stuff like that. Maybe they're trying to create the perfect human and get something out of them or put something inside. We're not totally sure, we'll have to wait and see, but this next clip does actually do a similar thing with no audio, and again doesn't tell us a huge amount, just sort of shows us cool images and doesn't, again, give us anything to go off. Now this one we do see some crows, possible ravens. I believe they are crows though, and crows usually symbolise death. No idea what they're chewing on there, we can absolutely not see at all, but they just, of course, usually symbolise death, possibly after a great battle. These are the soldiers they're showing. Maybe we'll get more of a gory game like we did in World at War. And right at the end there is a wolf, possibly dogs returning, maybe a tiny little hint, maybe it's a faction thing now, maybe it's a faction logo, or possibly just added in to be cool. And then eventually now we do get another clip. Now in this one possibly we see the utopian world this man wants to create. We also see an explosion right at the end. This is possibly a war. Now there's a possibility that the crows we saw before, and the possibility they're eating the soldiers, is linked to the explosion we see. Maybe this is a battlefield, but this is actually the last clip. The clips do start off somewhat unhelpful, they get more helpful, and eventually of course they get pretty much unhelpful, and we can't really gather too much. Eventually though, there was finally something else.
Our greatest barrier is our own fear. Our own doubts.
Now, I wouldn't recall this a clip because there isn't actually anything to see on screen, just a couple of embers. But what the character actually says is, our greatest barrier is our own fear, our own doubts. Now, nobody actually said that historically, so there is no confirmation of who it is or anything like that. Possibly, though, it's a radical terrorist group who are, eliminating their fears and are just suicide bombing everything. That's sort of a complete wild guess. Possibly Cordes Dia, Raul Menendez's military terrorist group. That's a possibility. Maybe they'll come back. But then finally, eventually, we got a teaser trailer, which I'll be very surprised if you haven't actually seen yet. Here it is.
This should help you remember everything.
The numbers, Mason. What do they mean?
Everything you know is wrong.
Your life will be consumed by absolute loss.
He doesn't need his own weapons. He's got ours.
They'll always need men like us.
Our greatest barrier is our own fear. Our own doubts. The only thing holding us back is how far we are willing to go.
So now, if that trailer didn't get you hyped for the next game, I don't know what will. I definitely will be getting this one, even if the unthinkable happens and I do end up migrating to a different game. I'll definitely be getting this one out of just excitement. And I kind of really feel that this one will be a good one. It'll be zombies again, that's definitely returning, so I'm looking forward to it. But inside this video there are actually multiple coordinates, there's multiple different things, different logos, different sort of little icons people aren't aware of. There's multiple mentions of 115, you can actually spell out the word zombies in there. So zombies definitely confirmed. There are a couple of little symbols I think are kill streaks. I won't go full detail because a lot of people have done other stuff. I'll link down in the description a very good trailer breakdown of my favourite YouTuber, T Martin. He did a full breakdown of this trailer, so go ahead and watch that. It is really good and you can learn a lot more. Hopefully you guys really enjoyed this video. I spent a lot of time working on this. I'm super hyped for this game. Can't wait till it comes out. But until then, my name is Blue Monsoon. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Blue Monsoon out.